professional? Because he's not very professional. All right, there it is. We got the signal coming in. All right, all right. What do you guys think this gentleman did right here? Let me fix up the screen so you guys can see before. James, we can't see him. On trip, I got you. James, we don't sound like that. Let me see. I listen in the AirPods at work.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Hey, Christopher Lee Thomas.
My boyfriend was watching.
Mr. Thomas, this is the time for your initial appearance. It looks like you are here on a warrant out of Pinal County, and that this is a review hearing, actually, of your pendency in Pima County. So it looks like you are still being held here on something local. So what I'm going to do is set a review hearing for May 8th to see if you are still here in Pima County or if you have been released to Pinal County. The previously ordered bond will remain in place on the Pinal County warrant. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
That was fast. All right. I'm just glad we didn't get that judge, the one that's slow as molasses with the gray hair. That dude is super slow, and he definitely messes me up because it kind of like dumbs me down. It's like I'm like on Seroquel or lithium. I'll be like all slow, like this dude is just messing me up. He's trying to stay in jail, if you will. She sounds like a cartoon character. Up next on The Price is Wrong.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Antoine Xavier Domingo Davis.
Mr. Davis, this is the time for your initial appearance on charges of disorderly conduct. This is a domestic violence offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and in certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We're going to talk about your conditions of release today. And sir, if I were to order that you be released on your promise to appear, would you appear for your future court dates?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I am going to order that you're released on your promise to appear. Your next court date will be April 17th at 10:30 in the morning. That'll be at Pima County Justice Court for a domestic violence arraignment.
What?
We're going to do your arraignment now as well. So I will let you know that you are presumed to be innocent, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Additional conditions of release are that you do not possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs and do not commit any acts of domestic violence. Thank you. If you fail to appear for your future court hearings, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence. That includes your trial. And if you are convicted and then fail to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Did somebody said toilet or flush? Next. James has a sound bar. He uses his sound when it's a bad person case. That's right. Thank you, Ambrose. Highly appreciate that. Don't get startled when you hear the toilet flushing. It just means that I'm dropping one. You know what it's.
Good morning. Please state
drop
your name.
one, flush one.
Logan Robert Gould.
Thank you. Mr. Gould, you are here this morning for your initial appearance on charges of disorderly conduct, preventing or interfering with telephone use in an emergency, and criminal trespass. Those are all domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and in certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf.
Why?
We're going to talk about your conditions of release today. Oh, it's also my understanding that your probation
Yes.
being violated, and so probation has put a hold on you. And so regardless of what I ordered in this case, you would not be released today.
Bueno,
Yes, Your Honor.
James.
I am going to order in this case that you be held on a bond of $500 that is cash or secured. If you do post that bond and are released after your probation situation is handled, the additional orders will be that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, do not go to the victim's residence or workplace, and starting today, you cannot have any contact with the alleged victim. Let's see, your next court date is going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. for a domestic violence arraignment with Judge Steele. If you were to be released and then fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
What up,
Your
Michael?
excuse for today.
All right. So, hey, let me tell you guys,
Yours, didn't I?
if you guys hear somebody else doing the toilet, they're definitely copying over here because I've never heard anybody do a toilet sound effect at any type of stream. All right, so please don't accept any piracy or pirateria. It's no bueno. It's no good. Hey,
Good
what
morning.
up, Carrie?
Please state your name.
Feed me a haircut.
Okay, so that'll be
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that right there. You heard it here first. You remember the toilet flush.
All right, Mr. Latour, you have a few matters bringing you here before me this morning. You're here for your initial appearance on all of them. So we have a charge of shoplifting that was in failure to appear status, and a warrant had been issued for your arrest. That's out of Pima County Justice Court. And then we have a number of charges out of Tucson City Court, most of which were in failure to appear status, and those include 2 different charges of assault, 4 charges of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, 8 charges of criminal trespass, 1 charge of disorderly conduct, and I think that, let's see, only one of the criminal trespass charges is a new charge. So I'm just going to take a quick look at the probable cause statement for that one. All right. So you have the right to remain silent on all of these charges. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the Tucson City Court cases. I am going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender to represent you. Let's see. We're going to talk about your conditions of release today. And in the shoplifting charge out of Pima County Justice Court, I am going to order that you be held on a bond of $50. That'll be cash or secured. And you will be ordered to have no contact with the alleged victims. Do not return to the incident location if you are able to post that bond. Your next court date will be tomorrow on that case at 1 p.m. before Judge Steele. And then on the Tucson City Court charges, these have been going back for 2 years, and a lot of them stacking up, so I am going to order that you're held on those on a bond of $500, also cash or secured. The additional orders, if you are released, are that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you have no contact with any of the victims in the criminal trespass, assault, or disorderly conduct charges, that you do not return to those incident locations, and that you abide by any previously ordered conditions of release. As I said, I am appointing the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you in that case, and I am appointing, and I forgot to put this in there, on the Justice Court case, I'm going to appoint John Illis to represent you in that one.
That fool's out.
The contact information for your attorneys will be on the paperwork you receive. Sir,
Yeah.
you are presumed to be innocent in that new charge out of Tucson City Court. And I am going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. If you were to fail to appear for any of your future court hearings, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence. That includes trial. And if you are convicted and then fail to appear for sentencing, you can lose your right to a direct appeal.
He's
Mr. Latour, do
definitely
you
watching
understand the
his wives.
consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yeah.
Thank you. You're excused for today.
Raise your head up, buddy. Come on, I want to see you. Ah, this vato. He's definitely up on game. He is not his first rodeo. They definitely put him up on game. And she's wearing a mask. Abuelita's wearing the máscara.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Marcela Manriquez.
Ms. Manriquez, this is the time for your initial appearance on charges of criminal damage to property. That is a domestic violence offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and in certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. Ma'am, if I were to order that you be released on your promise to appear, and that you have no contact with the alleged victim, would you be able to abide by that condition and appear for your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I am going to order that you are released on your promise to appear for future court dates. I am going to order further that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact with the alleged victim, don't go to their residence or workplace. Your next court date is going to be April 17th at 10:30 a.m. That's for
What's
a
happening?
domestic violence arraignment hearing with Judge Cornejo. I will let you know right now that you are presumed to be innocent, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
What
nope,
up, Bill?
sorry.
Cool things.
This is Justice Court. They'll do that for you at your next hearing, actually. And if you were to fail to appear for court, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Pima County. Pima County is where you go to fight your partner, if you will. Hey guys, and any of you guys that asked me for stickers, I mailed them out already. So definitely be checking out your mailbox this week for sure.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Serena Little.
Miss Little, this is the time for your initial appearance on charges of domestic violence assault out of Tucson
Another
City
one?
Court. You are presumed to
wow.
be innocent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf in this case today. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice to represent you. In certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We're going to talk about your conditions of release. And ma'am, if I were to order that you were released on your promise to appear for future court dates, but you could have no contact with Javier Baca, you couldn't return to his residence or the incident location, would you appear for your next court date and abide by those conditions of release?
Yes.
All right. So I will order that you are released on your promise to appear. You must commit no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Javier Baca, do not go to his residence or workplace or the incident location. Your next court date will be May 6th at 1:30. That is at Tucson City Court before Judge Million. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence, including trial. And if you are convicted and then fail to appear for sentencing, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand? All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
You gotta verbalize that, lady. Man, hey, that dude definitely put up a fight. Imagine if she looks like that. Imagine what the guy looks like. Sheesh, that fool's probably laid up on a bed like this right now. Like they got his arms up with his legs, all jacked up. Thank you for that, Kristen. Highly appreciate that. Don't stop
Good
there.
morning. Please state your name.
I can't believe this
Monica
is in
Longoria.
Tucson.
Ms. Longoria, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here on charges of criminal damage and assault. Those are domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain
Awa.
silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You are presumed to be innocent, and I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf today. We're going to talk about your conditions of release, and if I were to order that you be released on your promise to appear at future court dates, but you could not have any contact with Michael Longerin or return to his residence, would you be able to abide by that condition and appear for your next court date?
Yes.
And would you need to return to that residence with a law enforcement escort to pick up belongings?
No, we live separately. He no longer is in my house.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. So I am going to order that you're released on your promise to appear for future court dates, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact with Mr. Longerin, do not go to his residence, and I am going to set your next court date for May 6th at 1:30. That's before Judge Million at Tucson City Court. If you were to fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence, which includes trial. And if you were convicted and then failed to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Señorita, put may Arizona love never find me. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, definitely proceed with caution. If you ever meet anybody from Pima County, Tucson, definitely proceed with extreme caution. Don't say you weren't warned. You might be having
Good morning, sir. Please state your name.
Sheldon McFerrin.
Mr. McFerrin, you're here this morning for your initial appearance on several charges out of Tucson City Court.
All right, Kimberly.
It looks like altogether we have 4 counts of disorderly conduct, 2 charges of operating a vehicle in violation, 1 charge of criminal damage to property, 1 charge of interfering with the judicial order. I'm going to assume that it may be violating an order of protection, and
Oh no.
3 different counts of DUI that looks like it's 2 incidents, one that was in failure to appear status and a warrant was issued for your arrest, and then a new charge of DUI that's charged 2 different ways.
Damn.
You have the right to remain silent on all of these charges. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You are presumed to be innocent of these new charges, and I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf.
Awa.
You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice. I am going to appoint the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you on all of your cases here. And we're going to talk about your conditions of release. So what I'm going to order is that you're held on a bond of $500, cash or secured, that you're ordered not to drive without a valid license. You may possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Commit no acts of domestic violence. You may not have any contact
Domestic
with
violence?
Agnes McFerrin, your spouse. You may not return to the incident locations for the disorderly conduct or criminal damage. And if you were living with Ms. McFerrin, you must establish an alternative address and abide by any previously ordered conditions of release in these cases. Your next court date, if you remain in custody, will be a video review hearing on April 18th at 1:45. And if you are able to post bond and be released, your next court date will be May 12th at 9:30. In either event, it'll be before Judge Cranshaw at Tucson City Court. If you remain in custody, the jail will make you available for your hearings. If you are able to post bond and be released, then you will be responsible to appear. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence. That includes trial. And if you're convicted and then fail to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You're excused.
You know what? It's probably going to be the large majority of cases that come here in Pima County. They are DV. And hey, for anybody that's going to request any stickers, I am charging for the shipping now. I'm not covering the shipping charges, so just being warned. Damn, James, you're charging for the free stickers now. The stickers are free, but I'm not going to pay for the shipping anymore. I paid for shipping on maybe like 40 different envelopes. But it's definitely I wasn't anticipating for so many people to hit me up. But so now, yeah, if you're requesting stickers in the U.S., it's gonna be $1 for shipping. Damn, James, $1? Isn't shipping like 75 cents? You're making a quarter? How dare you, James? And if it's international, it's gonna be $2 US, if you will.
Good morning, sir. Please state your name.
Let me.
What's your name?
Eugenio Lopez.
Your Honor, I think this is listed as a Spanish speaker as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Su nombre, por favor, señor.
Eugenio Lopez.
My name is Eugenio Lopez.
Thank you.
Eugenio Garcia Lopez, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Damn, James.
Muchas gracias.
I can't believe you, James. I can't believe you.
Mr.
Eric.
Garcia Lopez.
Send them 99 cents this way.
Your initial appearance. You are here this morning on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, drive-by shooting, discharging at a residential structure, and discharging a firearm within city limits.
Señor García López, se encuentra usted detenido por acusaciones de delitos mayores, por agresión con agravantes con arma mortal, instrumento mortífero, acribillazo motorizado, disparos contra una residencia y también con disparos de un arma dentro de los límites del perímetro municipal.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am appointing the Legal Defender's Office to represent you.
Tiene usted derecho a guardar silencio, también tiene derecho a representación legal. Voy a designar al abogado de oficio del condado Pima para que se encargue de su defensa.
You do have counsel seated next to you for the purposes of today's hearing, and we're going to discuss your conditions of release.
Tenemos a un abogado defensor sentado a su lado esta mañana para la audiencia de hoy y también vamos a hablar de sus condiciones de libertad provisional.
I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services, as well as the interim complaint and the request from the state that you be held on a bond of $40,000, cash or secured.
Tengo información de la Agencia de Servicios Preprocesales, lo que recomiendan ellos. Tengo la información de la querella inicial, también la recomendación del fiscal a cargo del caso y recomiendan ellos una fianza de $40,000, ya sea en dinero efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
Would the state like to be heard further?
Quisiera comentarme algo más el fiscal. Espere.
Briefly, Your Honor. So the information is that this gentleman provided the gun to the co-defendant that fired the shots.
Brevemente, señora juez, la información nuestra es que este acusado le aportó el arma a la persona que de hecho disparó los tiros.
So we don't view that to be a coincidence. It seems he knew what was going to happen.
Thank you, Bill.
For that reason, we think our bond is appropriate. Thank you.
Y no pensamos que sea solo casualidad de eso. Él sabía lo que iba a ocurrir y por eso pensamos que la fianza de $40,000 está en orden.
Depends.
La
Yes,
defensa
Your Honor.
ahora.
While the circumstances of this case are serious, I do think that the prosecutor raises an important point, which is that Mr. Lopez was not the shooter himself.
Oh, okay.
Bueno, señora juez, brevemente, aunque sí estamos de acuerdo que son circunstancias graves, el señor fiscal hace punto importante al decir que el señor López no fue la persona que de hecho hizo los disparos.
Additionally, his history as a citizen up to this point has been nothing if not exemplary. He's full-time employed, has no prior felony history of any kind, and has a family and children in town.
Y también en lo civil no se ve ningún antecedente penal en su historia personal. Tiene empleo hábil aquí en el pueblo y también tiene familia y niños aquí que residen a su lado.
This gives him substantial reason to stay, as well as I think should affect the court's impressions on whether or not he would be a danger to the community.
Y también eso le brinda cierta responsabilidad y el hecho de que no tendría motivo por escaparse, evadir la justicia, y eso también le da a usted motivos por pensar que no posa un riesgo palpable a la comunidad realmente.
We would ask that the court consider all of those factors and consider his release to enhanced pretrial services, or in the alternative, that a more nominal or achievable bond be set, something in the vicinity of $10,000 or less.
Entonces, lo que pedimos nosotros es que considere posiblemente dejarle salir bajo la supervisión de los servicios agudizados de la Agencia de Servicios Preprocesales, o tal vez reconsiderar la fianza a una cantidad más alcanzable, posiblemente por la cantidad de $10,000, si no lo que pide la Fiscalía.
Thank you. I'm going to order that you're held on a bond of $15,000 cash or secured. If you are able to post that bond, you'll be released to pretrial services. You'll be required to submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services.
Bien, lo que voy a hacer es ordenarle fianza de $15,000, y si logra depositar la fianza y salir, pasará usted a la supervisión de la Agencia de Servicios Preprocesales, cumplir lo que le instruyan a usted en cuestiones de monitoreo, tratamientos, educación que le recomienden.
You may not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not possess any firearms or weapons. If there are any firearms in your possession when you're released, you must surrender those to local law enforcement.
Good morning, everybody.
Entonces se le prohíbe tener, si sale tenencia de licor, droga, armas de fuego, y se llega a tener armas de fuego, debe usted entregarlas a la Agencia del Orden Público en cuanto salga.
You may have no contact with the alleged victim and you may not return to the incident location.
Se le prohíbe tener contacto o comunicación con la víctima que se alega, y tampoco de regresar al sitio del incidente.
Your next court date will be April 18th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing at Pima County Justice Court. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
La próxima comparecencia en su caso está pactada para el día 14 de abril a la 1:30 para una audiencia formal en el Juzgado de Paz, y si no se presenta usted, se ordena su detención. ¿Entiende usted las consecuencias de no comparecer cuando se le indique, señor?
Puedes decir.
Hey, if I was
Yes.
this dude,
Thank you. And then it looks like a probation revocation was also filed out of Tucson City Court.
and he's on probation. Oh man, this fool, he done messed up already.
From 2022 involving driving under the influence.
And he has a DUI. Oh no,
También
agua for
parece que
DUI.
existe una orden de detención por incumplimiento de libertad condicional del juzgado municipal por un caso del 2022 por acusaciones del conductor ebrio.
On that case, I
Tio's
am
going
going
back
to
to
appoint the City
Nicaragua.
of Tucson public defender to represent you.
Drop one,
En
flush
esa
one.
causa voy a asignar al abogado de oficio del juzgado municipal para que se encargue de su defensa.
I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $50 cash or secured, and that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Y en esa causa le impondré una fianza de $50 en efectivo, y también se le prohíbe tenencia de licor, droga y de conducir sin licencia válida.
If you remain in custody, your next court date for that case will be April 18th at 1:45 p.m. for a video review.
Ahora, si sigue usted detenido para ese día, la próxima audiencia será el 18 de abril a la 1:30 para una audiencia de revisión por video.
Hey, I'm
If
working
you
on
are
those.
released, your next court date will be May 13th at 9:30 a.m. for a probation violation hearing.
Ahora, si logra salir, la próxima audiencia será pactada para el día 13 de mayo a las 9:30 de la mañana para una audiencia de cancelación de libertad condicional por incumplimiento.
I don't know if I signed that one. And if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Hey,
Y
so
si no se presenta ese día a esa hora, podrá ordenarse su detención de nuevo.
Thank you. You're excused.
Next parole hearing is going to be
Gracias a todos,
tomorrow.
puede retirarse.
We only had Connecticut this morning. Hey, so he had the 15,000 bond, then he had the $50 bond. So he had to pay both. He has to pay both of them.
Vamos al juez, pero es la decisión final en este momento. Su abogado del defensor
didn't say it,
legal puede
Jessica.
hacer otra moción
James, you remember Wes
para
Matthews
bajar
played for the LA friend
pero
of
va a
mine.
ser,
Okay, that's what's up. Hell yeah.
en el futuro. Después de esa fecha.
Yo hablo con mi familia, pero no tengo número cómo hablar con mi familia.
Eso necesita llamar políticas.
If I was this dude, if I didn't have any status, you better believe I'm gonna try to get that money so I could bail out and I'm gone.
También puedes
I'm
llamar a
definitely
su
not trying to
abogado,
catch
ellos pueden
a
llamar
plane
su
ride
familia, para
with the
trabajar.
government in those type of conditions that they be putting you in. No gracias, no thank you. I'm out by myself. Man, the way they treat you, it's inhumane, if you will.
Si llamas a esta persona, ellos van. Sí.
I'm out. Like, hell no, hey, I'm not gonna go through that stuff, man. You're gonna go hungry. People end up losing their lives in those places because they got medical conditions. They don't get
Please state
treated.
your name.
It's all bad.
First name Justin, last name Spivey.
Thank you. You're here on your initial appearance on charges of aggravated driving under the influence.
Ooh, somebody got hurt.
And
Awa.
child abuse because the child was in the car.
There it is. Yeah.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you for the purposes of today's hearing.
Awa.
We're going to talk about your conditions of release, and I have reviewed the interim complaint. I've reviewed information from pretrial services, and I reviewed the state's recommendation that you be released to pretrial services.
Released?
I am inclined to release to pretrial services. Does anyone need to be heard further?
Your Honor, I think you're headed this direction already, but we would just admonish Mr. Spivey that he not drive without a valid license.
Damn, that is his name,
Thank you.
Spidey,
Anything
Mr.
from the defense?
Spidey.
No, Your Honor, we would concur with the state's recommendation.
All right, thank you. Sir, I am going to order that you're released to pretrial services. The additional orders are that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You may not possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not drive without a valid driver's license. You may not possess firearms or weapons. And the additional orders are that you may not drive with any minors in your vehicle and may not have unsupervised contact with minors at this
Ooh,
time.
yeehaw. Thank
Your
you for
next
that.
court date is going to be April 28th at 1:30. That is at Pima County
Riley
Justice
Clark.
Court for a preliminary hearing. If you were to fail to appear for your future court dates, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand your conditions of release and the consequences of failing to appear?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Okay, so for those of you are not familiar, so he was driving under the influence and he had a child in his car.
I'll let you know how much the
So in Arizona, if you have a child in your car and I think if you get in an accident, it's aggravated DUI, which is a little bit higher than a regular DUI. So, and if you guys are wondering why he got the toilet flush, is because of that, because he had DUI and he had a child in the car. That's not cool.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Kyle Robert Mescal.
Mr. Mescal, this is the time for your initial appearance on charges out of Tucson City Court for criminal trespass. There's 3 different types of charges of criminal trespass. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and in certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf.
That fool can't afford an
We're going
attorney.
to talk about, well, actually, first let me tell you, you are presumed to be innocent, and I will enter a plea of not guilty for you. Now we're going to talk about your conditions of release, sir. If I were to order that you are released on your promise to appear for your future court date, would you appear for your future court date?
I can't even afford my own lawyer.
Yes.
Thank you. So I am going to order that you're released on your promise to appear. The additional orders that you have no contact with the alleged victims and do not return to the incident location of the trespass charges. Your next court date is going to be May 8th at 1:30. That'll be at Tucson City Court in Courtroom 6 for a pretrial conference. If you were to fail to appear for that or any future hearings, a warrant could issue for your arrest. The hearings could go forward in your absence. That includes trial. And if you were convicted and failed to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Up next on The Price is Wrong, who's gonna come through door number 2? I don't know, no say, but we're about to find out. Hey, let's go ahead and get the guessing going. What do you guys think the next individual is gonna be here?
This is the
DV,
next one, Your Honor.
drugs, shoplifting at Circle K, possibly Target and Walmart all in the same day, if you will. Let's see.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Buenos días, por favor, deme su nombre completo.
Eric Orlando Maldonado de León.
Eric Orlando Maldonado de León.
Mr. Maldonado de Leon, this is the time for your initial appearance on charges of assault, unlawful imprisonment, and disorderly conduct. Those are all domestic violence offenses.
Agua.
Señor Maldonado de León, se encuentra usted detenido para la comparecencia inicial en cargos de violencia doméstica, agresión con agravantes, privación de la libertad de otros y también de conducta fuera de orden.
You have the
Son
right.
violencias domésticas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Your Honor. No, thank you.
You
And
have the right to
kidnapping.
remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am appointing the City of Tucson Public Defender's Office to represent you.
What up,
Tiene
Juliet?
usted derecho a guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
Taco
Tiene derecho a
Tuesday?
contratar su
Hell
propio
yeah.
abogado, pero sí le designaré al
Sign
abogado
me up.
defensor del juzgado municipal de Tucson para que se encargue de su defensa.
Further, I have been informed that immigration has placed a hold on you, so that if I were to order that you be released today, you would be released to the custody of ICE rather than into the community.
Y también se me informa que tiene usted pendiente una orden de detención del Departamento de Inmigración y Administración de Aduanas. Así es que si yo le permitiera salir de la cárcel el día de hoy, técnicamente, en lugar de pasar a la libertad provisional en la comunidad, pasaría a manos de inmigración.
So we're going to talk about your conditions of release.
The same guy from the other
Vamos a
day.
hablar de las condiciones de libertad entonces.
So I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $500 cash or secured.
Voy a ordenar que siga detenido usted bajo fianza de $500, ya sea en dinero efectivo
Hey, thank you,
o
Amber.
garantizado por propiedad.
Hey, what
The
up?
additional conditions, if you are released and are
Nora?
able to return to the community because your hold has been resolved,
From El
are that you possess or
Salvador.
consume no alcohol or
¿Qué
illegal
onda, maje?
drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, and have no contact with your girlfriend, Francesca del Rosario Estrada Juanita.
Francisca, what up? What up? Angie.
Entonces, vamos a hablar de las condiciones. Si logra usted salir bajo fianza y se resolvió la consecuencia pendiente con migración, se le prohíbe cometer actos de violencia doméstica adicional, se le prohíbe tenencia de licor, droga ilícita, armas de fuego, actos adicionales de violencia doméstica, no regresar al incidente al sitio del incidente y no contacto con la víctima Francisca del Rosario. And the last name, please, Your Honor, Francisca del Rosario, you said?
Estrada Juanita.
Estrada Juanita.
Man, but
Thank you, Your Honor.
we need a vanilla ice. Hey, man, ice cream doesn't sound bad right about now. Why'd you say that, Jerome? Now I want ice cream.
And I think just check. It may be Juanta,
If you
not
will.
Juanita.
Juanita.
El apellido posiblemente sea Juanta y no Juanita. Gracias. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Were you living with the alleged victim?
Estaban viviendo juntos usted y la víctima que se alega, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, so I will
man,
also
McDonald's
order that you can
Sundays.
return to that residence one time with a law enforcement escort to retrieve your personal belongings.
Entonces le voy a permitir regresar una vez a recoger sus prendas personales del lugar acompañado por una escolta de la Agencia del Orden Público.
And so if you did happen to be released into the community, you would just take my order to the closest police station and they would escort you to her residence to obtain your belongings.
Entonces, si logra salir y regresar a la comunidad, podría presentar la hoja que le daremos aquí con mi orden a la comandancia más cercana de donde se encuentre usted para que lo acompañen al lugar de la casa para recoger sus cosas una vez.
Your next court date will be April 16th at 1:30 p.m.
La próxima comparecencia en su caso será pactada para el 16 de abril a la 1:30 por la tarde.
If you remain in custody, that will be for a video review, and if you are out of custody, it will be for a TV arraignment and pretrial conference.
Ahora, si logra salir, bueno, si sigue detenido, se presentará por video para una audiencia de
Thank you,
revisión.
Taurus.
Si logra salir, se presentará a una audiencia de resolución de casos de violencia doméstica.
If
Dude,
you
like
fail
he
to
weighs.
appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward in your absence, including trial. And if you are convicted and fail to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal.
Ahora, en la alternativa, si logra salir y no se presenta a la audiencia que se le pacte, las audiencias pueden proceder en su ausencia, se puede llevar a cabo un juicio, y si está ausente sin recibir la condena dentro de 90 días, podrá perder el fallo de apelar el resultado de culpable.
I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf.
Por lo pronto, registraré su declaración de no culpable ante los cargos.
Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Ahora, señor, ¿entiende usted las consecuencias de no presentarse cuando debe hacerlo en los tribunales? Yes.
Thank you. You're excused for today.
Gracias, es todo. Puede retirarse por hoy.
Up next on The Price is Wrong. Hey, if anybody from Pima County, if you guys live here and you guys ever get arrested, I expect you guys to give us a shout out right here. You gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to James at Collect Call From. Tune in on a daily basis, if you will. You gotta do it. If you come up here and you're up here, you gotta do it. Or Maricopa, Florida too. Hey, what up, Jen? How's it going? Be like, oh, you gotta throw up the CCs? Will you bail us out? Hell no, man. I don't got two nickels to rub together. Hey, but I will send you some soups. Just let me know. And I got you. Don't even trip us. James, can you pull cords from Puerto Rico? I wish I looked them up. Puerto Rico, there wasn't no streams from Puerto Rico. I did look it up. I looked up Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, Hawaii, Alaska, all U.S. territories. I couldn't find any. Maybe send us a sticker. I want to thank James, if you will. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate it. For free bail. Will you send some stickers without the cost of the postage? For if you're in jail, I will. I got you for sure. But it wouldn't be sticker. It would have to be the sticker without the sticky back. It would just be on a regular piece of paper, if you will, because they won't let the stickers in. Hey, that fool's screwed. Hey, what up, Smoggy Lantern? How's it going? Will you pay my bail if you? I can't even afford it, man. I can't even afford a lawyer. How am I gonna afford your bail? Come bail me out, and I will. Nah. I don't want you to go commit crimes to show up here. But if you are committing crimes, just help me out right here. A favor for a favor. You're out there committing crimes. You're probably beating your lady, shoplifting at Target and Walmart and Circle K, or possibly DUIing. You're doing all that stuff. You might as well just give me a shout out where you will. Let me see. I'll put the sticky part myself. Is going, man. It's going. Favor for a favor. Come get. Ay. All right. Hey, so for those that are wondering on the TK is gonna be at 11:30. So we got about an hour and 45 minutes, if you will. And I appreciate you guys. Oh, I see we got 37,000 taps. So really appreciate it. I see we're in the FYP right now. So, hey, highly appreciate you. And for those of you, once again, if you guys want stickers, I am charging for the shipping now. I'm not shipping them all free anymore. But James, shipping's not $1. It's like 75
Good morning.
cents.
Please state your name.
Amelia Castillo.
Ms. Castillo, this is the time for your initial appearance on a few different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you also have a number of matters out of Tucson City Court that were in failure to appear warrant status, including theft, 5 different charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, and a charge of possession of prescription drugs unlawfully. You have the right to remain silent in all of these matters. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. In the new felony charges, I am going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And in the Tucson City Court charges, I am appointing the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you. We're going to talk about your conditions of release today, and you do have counsel seated next to you for the purpose of today's hearing on the felony charges. I've reviewed the information provided in the interim complaint, and I have also reviewed information provided about you by pretrial services, including that you may be eligible for a pre-indictment diversion screening in the new felony drug charges. And I have also reviewed the state's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $2,500 on the felony matter, and if released to pretrial services. Would the state like, well, actually, before I do that, ma'am, the pre-indictment diversion program is a program that involves substance abuse treatment. If you were accepted into and then successfully completed that program, it's possible that the state would not go forward with the new felony charges. Are you interested in that program?
Yes.
All right. So I will set a hearing on April 15th at 9 a.m. for you to be screened for your eligibility for that program. At that hearing, you'll also have the opportunity to speak further with an attorney about the program and speak with service providers and pretrial services. And then would the state like to be heard further on the request that she be held?
Your Honor, it does look as though Ms. Castillo has a probation hold, so some sort of bond for credit makes sense here in our opinion. Thank you.
Oh, yes, that is correct. I did mark that. So you are also, it looks like, being held on another matter. It looks like out of both, with the notes I've been given, out of both Justice Court and Superior Court. So regardless of what I ordered in this case, you would not be released today until those matters had also allowed you to be released. And would the defense like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, we largely concur with the state. We would ask that that the bond be that it be a nominal bond below the $2,500. But we understand that the probation hold is ultimately going to keep her.
Thank you. All right. So on the felony matter, I'm going to order a bond of $1,500 cash or secured. And if you are able to post bond and be released once your other matters are cleared up, you'll be released to pretrial services. You'll be required to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You may not possess alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not possess firearms or weapons. Your next court date will be April 18th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing. And then you'll also have that steps screening hearing on April 15th at 9 a.m. And then on your Tucson City Court matters, I'm going to order a bond of $250 cash or secured, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you have no contact with the alleged victim of the theft, do not return to that incident location, and abide by any previously ordered conditions of release. On the Tucson City Court charges, if you remain in custody, you'll have a video review hearing on April 18th at 1:45. That's very close in time to your preliminary hearing, but the jail will be able to make you available for video for one, and then the other within the appropriate time frame. And if they cannot, they will alert someone to change your hearing date. And then if you are released, then your Tucson City Court charge court date will be May 7th at 9:30 in the morning. In either case, it'll be before Judge Maldonado. If you were to fail to appear for any future court dates, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Next. What up, Brian? Hey, thank you for that, Jenny. Highly appreciate that.
You can't be considered a version if you missed that first hearing. Weird.
Hey, man, she don't even look. She looks like a normal person. But, hey, that goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. People are going through things on a daily basis, and you don't know what those things are.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Anna Cleary.
Thank you, Ms. Cleary. You are here this morning for your initial appearance. You have a couple of felony charges in one case out of Pima County Superior Court, which include possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you also have a charge out of Tucson City Court for criminal trespass, first degree. That was in warrant status. You have the right to remain silent. Well, both of these were in warrant status. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. And in the Superior Court case, I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And then in the Tucson City Court case, I am appointing the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you. We're going to talk about your conditions of release, and you do have counsel seated next to you for that purpose today. To prepare for that, I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services. I have also reviewed the interim complaint for the, actually, no, I have not. Since this was in failure to appear status, I was not provided with the interim complaint.
I know you guys couldn't hear me. I was talking to the other people on the other stream.
I have reviewed the state's recommendation that you be held on a bond
Thank you,
of
Jenny.
$1,000, which is the amount that was listed on the warrant that issued when you failed to appear in that matter. Would the state like to be heard further?
What up, Carrie?
Nothing further.
Thank you. And defense.
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that you consider release to pretrial services. Ms. Cleary is a lifelong resident of the community and is currently a part-time student and a part-time caregiver. It's also a non-violent offense, and her only prior is drug-related. So we would ask that the court consider all of that in lieu of a $1,000 bond.
Thank you.
Where's the New York?
Sorry?
Where's the New York?
Oh, it's that. Okay.
Ms. Cleary, if it weren't for the failure to appear history, then I would be inclined to release you to pretrial services. However, it looks like that's been tried several times, and you have failed to appear for your court dates. So on the felony matter, I am going to order that you are held on a bond of $750 cash and secured. You'll be released to pretrial services if you are able to post that bond. And then on the misdemeanor matter, I'm going to order that you're held on a bond of $250 cash or secured, that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, and that you do not return to the incident location.
When's my next court date?
On the felony matters, your next court date will be April 15th at 1:30. That'll be for an arraignment. And on the misdemeanor matters, your next court date will be April 18th at 1:45 if you remain in custody. And if you are released, then your next court date will be May 12th at 2:30. In either case, they'll be before Judge Cranshaw. If you fail to appear for any future court dates, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor, was that court date for the felony matters on the 15th?
Yeah, April 15th.
And that's for both? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's just one case with 2 charges.
So it's no information about the next court date for the felony matters.
Hey, so Jennifer, hey, I got your payment. I'll drop the stickers in the mail for you today. All right, thank you, highly appreciate it.
Then you'll need to call the public defender's office and the city public defender's office. Those are different offices with different attorneys for each of those cases. Okay?
Thank you.
It's gonna start about an hour and 35 minutes. Let me go to accept it right here. Confirm.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Charles Henson III.
Mr. Hinson, you are here this morning on charges of aggravated assault, serious physical injury, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated domestic violence, and 2 charges of aggravated harassment, which are domestic violence charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am appointing the Legal Defender's Office to represent you. Okay. And it was, let's see. Oh, yep. It does look like probation has placed a hold on you. So regardless of what I ordered this morning, you would not be released until that was resolved. In determining the conditions of release, I did provide some information provided by pretrial services about you, and I also reviewed the state's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $250,000, and if you are able to post that bond, that you be released to pretrial services. Give me 1 second while I find out who's entered the courtroom.
So for white clothing, you're just a regular Joe, general population. If you have an orange, you're a little bit more
and
at a higher level.
Would the state like to be heard further?
In that world, if you will, if that makes any sense.
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. So while the amount on the warrant is $75,000, we're requesting a higher amount because there's just a lot of really, really concerning facts in play in this case. The allegations involve Mr. Hinson going to a place where he's not even allowed to be in violation of an order of protection. And when he's there, by the way, the holder of this order of protection is the same victim in the felony case that he's on domestic violence probation for. He goes to that location. When he's there, he gets into some sort of confrontation with a male that's at the residence, stabs that male in the chest, nicking an artery in the process. Tremendously concerning and violent conduct. He poses a continuing risk to this victim, a danger to the community. So therefore, that $250,000 bond strikes us as reasonable. Thank you.
Thank you. And defense.
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask, we understand that the serious nature of these charges requires the court to impose a bond, and that he has the probation hold. But we would ask that the court consider instituting a bond that is lower than the requested amount by the state. He is a lifelong resident of the community with family in town, and while this particular offense is violent, we do believe that there are underlying factors there in terms of mental health that are at play as well.
Thank you. Look at one thing.
Damn, this one, he's going to prison. He's probably 95% chance that he's going to go to prison. I wouldn't want to be sitting next to these people.
I am going to order a bond of $150,000, cash or secured. If you are able to post that bond, sir, you'd be released to the custody of pretrial services. You would be required to submit to any monitoring or treatment directed by pretrial services. You may not possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may not possess firearms or weapons. If you happen to possess any firearms or weapons, you must surrender them to local law enforcement. You may have no contact with the alleged victims. You may not go to their residence or workplace. You may not return to the incident location.
Thank you for that. Cursed.
Your next court date is going to be April 18th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing. If you remain in custody, the jail will make you available for that hearing. If you are able to post bond and be released, it'll be your responsibility to appear, and if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused.
Man, hey, that was a wild ride right there. Nicking somebody's artery? That guy's lucky to be alive. Luckily, he didn't bleed out. It's all bad. Have these people just been arrested? Yeah, sometime soon. Yeah, or sometime within the last few hours. He won't be free 99. No, absolutely not. And for anybody that's just stepping in right now, this is Pima County in Arizona, and these are live. These are not pre-recorded. These are not AI
Good morning, please.
generated.
Molina.
Ms. Molina, this is the time for your initial appearance on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, drive-by shooting, discharging at a residential
Another
structure,
drive-by?
and discharging a firearm within city limits.
Crazy.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. We're going to talk about your conditions of release today. In preparing for that conversation, I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services. I have also reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding the allegations, and I have reviewed the state's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $75,000. Would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, just briefly, so Ms. Molina is alleged to have committed a drive-by shooting. It appears that the victim in this case was somebody that was somehow involved in a court case, and that somehow through the process of that court case, Ms. Molina developed a motive to go and shoot up her residence. So very concerning that somebody would be targeted for their involvement in, a court process in that manner. And additionally, I believe Ms. Molina admitted that she was present. She just denied having any involvement in the shooting, which I would imagine the forensic evidence at the scene speaks directly in contrast to her statement on that point. So for those reasons, we think that that $75,000 bond is appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that the court consider imposing a bond lower than the $75,000 requested by the state. Ms. Molina, while the charges in this case are serious and the allegations serious, she is a lifelong member of the community. She is employed part-time. And we note that while she does have a prior criminal history, that these priors are inconsistent with the allegations that are present in this case, that they're largely nonviolent offenses. So we would ask that the court consider all of that and consider imposing a bond that is much more achievable or realistic for Ms. Molina to potentially post.
Hey, she is not going anywhere.
Ms.
For
Molina,
sure.
that you're held on a bond of $50,000, cash or secured. If you are able to post that bond, you'll be released to pretrial services. You must submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You may not possess alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not possess firearms or weapons. If you are released and happen to possess any firearms or weapons after your release, you must surrender them to local law enforcement. You may have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. That begins today. You may not return to the incident location. Your next court date is going to be April 18th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing. If you were to fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. You're excused.
Hey, man, that's bananas. Like really? A drive-by? Like, who does drive-bys in 2020, 2025? Like, drive-bys are like 1980s, 1990s. But 2025? Jesus. Imagine driving up to somebody and just like pulling your GUN out the window and pop.
Like I said,
It's crazy. Gangsters or wannabes. Right, pulling up to the crib, bro. Man, that's how innocent people end up getting hit. Come on now. Like everybody acting like they live under a rock. I feel like every other person has had a camera, so if somebody is somebody's bound to get caught, yeah, because the person was involved in a court case. Drive-bys are, yeah. I need to see a video
Good
of
morning.
that.
Please state your name.
Ms. Pointer.
Ms. Pointer, this is the time for your initial appearance on the warrants you were arrested on. It looks like one of them is a felony out of Pima County Superior Court with charges of criminal trespass, first-degree residential structure, and the other one is out of Marana City Court for failure to appear on a drug paraphernalia charge. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the felony matter, and it is ordered appointing the legal advocate to represent you. You also have counsel seated next to you for the purposes of today's hearing. We're going to discuss your conditions of release, and I have reviewed the information in the warrants. I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services, and I have reviewed the state's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $1,000.
Hey, thank you, Kayla.
Which is the amount that was listed on the warrant. Would the state like to be heard further?
I heard of Arizona Family 3
No, Your
yesterday.
Honor, nothing further from us.
Thank you. Defense?
I saw somebody's trial pop up on my
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that you can.
Oh, okay.
Sir? I think you froze.
She is. Oh, sorry.
Go forward.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. She has been a resident of the community for a very long time, and despite her failure to appear in these cases, we would ask that the court consider her stability in the community when imposing its decision.
And I didn't, what cutoff was your initial request? Were you requesting release to pretrial, or were you requesting a lower bond?
Sorry, Your Honor. I requested that you consider release to pretrial services, or in the alternative, a bond lower than the state's requested $1,000. Just because Ms. Pointer is a person of limited means, she's unemployed, so something like $1,000 would be beyond her means.
Thank you. I will order in the felony matter a bond of $500 cash or secured. Pretrial services, if you are able to post that bond, you must submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. In the felony matter, no contact with the alleged victim. Do not return to the incident location. Your next court date will be April 15th at 1:30 p.m. for an arraignment. And then in the Marana City Court matter, I am going to order a bond of $50 cash or secured, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Your next court date in that case is going to be tomorrow, April 9th at noon. And if you were to be released and failed to appear for that hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You are excused for today. Yes. And sorry, I forgot to tell you who your attorney would be in the Marana case, and that is going to be Janet Altschuler.
Thank you.
Janet, in this case, by the same word,
Hey, what up, Kristen? How's it going? I would make her stay for sleeping in the courtroom. Going to court high is wild, if you will. Yeah, I was watching that. Kayla, I was watching that. I watched a little bit of that trial yesterday. It came up on my feed. I was like, what? Damn.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Sergio Rubio.
Mr. Rubio, this is the time for your initial appearance on a couple of different charges. You have charges that are felony charges for a narcotic drug violation, unlawful flight from law enforcement, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you have misdemeanor charges of threats or intimidation, disorderly conduct, and assault, which are all domestic violence charges.
Did I hear
You
DV?
have the right to remain silent on all of these matters. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the felony matter, and in certain circumstances, you have the right to have an attorney appointed in the misdemeanor matters. We are going to talk about your conditions of release today, and in preparing for that, I have reviewed the information provided in the interim complaint for the felony matters and the probable cause statements for the misdemeanor matters. And I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services, which includes their assessments, any information you or your references provided, and whether you have any felony criminal history. I have also reviewed the state's recommendation that you be released to pretrial services. Would the state like to add anything else?
Your Honor, on the felony, we do not oppose release to pretrial. On the misdemeanor DB cases, while we don't normally speak to that, it probably would be appropriate for him to be held there. But as to the flight case and the simple possession, we're okay with pretrial. Thank you.
Would the defense like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Just given the state's inclination, we would concur with pretrial services, and in imposition of a bond on the DV matters, we would ask that you impose a nominal bond there. We would note that he's a lifelong resident. He has a stable residence that he can stay at during the pendency of this case, that he has family in town. So we'd ask that you consider all of those things.
Is there a bond he believes he can post?
Anything below $500.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I will order on the felony matters that you are released to pretrial services. Your next court date will be April 28th at 1:30. That'll be for a preliminary hearing. The additional orders are that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons. And on the misdemeanor matters, I will order that you post a bond of $450 to be released. That'll be cash or secured. You are ordered to possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim that begins immediately, do not return to the incident location, and I am appointing John Ilchert to represent you in that matter. And your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. before Judge Steele. And I believe that that court date remains the same whether you are in custody or released. You'll be responsible to appear, and if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You are excused.
Sorry, Your Honor. That's 1 p.m. in the city court?
Justice Court.
In Justice Court, okay. And the entity for his felony case is the legal defender?
Yes. Let me just double check. Was it the legal defender for the felony, or was it the public defender? Public defender.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
What? What?
Misdemeanor man. There's only this thing. Gonna get you the name. Right now. Most thing.
That guy looks like he belongs in jail. I don't wanna be the judgmental type, but he looks like jail is a good fit for him, if you will.
Save it.
Hey, you're welcome, Robert. Next. Good
morning.
call.
Please state your name.
Justin Allen Stabler.
Mr. Stabler, this is the time for your initial appearance. We have new felony charges of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and criminal damage to property. And then there's an older misdemeanor charge for failure to remain at an accident. And then we have a those are separate. Okay. All right. So those are the charges. There's 2 separate matters on the felony charges and then 1 Tucson City Court matter. We are going to discuss your conditions of release today. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the felony matter. I am appointing the public defender's office to represent
Stabler.
you. And you always have the right to hire an attorney of your choice. And in some circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf in the misdemeanor case. In the Tucson City Court case, I'll also let you know that you are presumed to be innocent, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. In preparing to discuss your conditions of release, I have reviewed information from the interim complaint for the 2 felony charges. I have also reviewed information provided about you by pretrial services, which would include whether you have any felony criminal history and any information you provided to them, as well as their assessments.
That's Detective Stabler, if you will.
And then the state has recommended that you be held on a bond of $5,000 on the felony matters. And it looks like it doesn't say whether that is concurrent or consecutive. So I'll ask the state to address that.
Thank you, guys.
If they
Thank you.
have
I
anything else
appreciate it.
they want to add.
Is Alias Stabler in the room with us today?
Your Honor, we would defer to the court as to the concurrent or consecutive nature of that. However, importantly, Mr. Stabler not only crashed, or the allegations involve him crashing while driving drunk, causing about $15,000 worth of damage to a vehicle, but he also had a gun, and he's prohibited from doing so. So there's kind of a lot going on here, and he's somebody that strikes us as warranting as deserving of a bond. So we're asking for $5,000. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense.
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that you consider release to pretrial services, or in the alternative, a nominal bond in this case.
Hey, with Beecham. You remember
while
Beecham
the
from
allegation
Oz?
is serious, it should be noted that there wasn't any use of the gun upon apprehension, and that the conditions of him being able to drive could be regulated by pretrial services. He has family that is willing to take third-party custody of him. Family in town. He's been in the community for 5 years. He's full-time employed as a pipe fitter. And so for all these reasons, we would ask that you consider release to pretrial services with conditions on his driving and or a nominal bond.
Hey, who's a quarterback and a legend? Who that be, Ostrich? Who you talking about? And there's no stickers for him. Raymond. The daycare is giving the kids melatonin. Crazy world. What? Happy Tuesday. Collect callers. Hey, gracias. Cool ass show.
Felony matters. I'm going to order a concurrent bond of $3,000, cash secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. You'll be ordered to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you do have any firearms in your possession, you must surrender them to local law enforcement upon your release. No contact with the alleged victim, and your next court date is going to be April 18th. That will be at 1:30 in the afternoon for a preliminary hearing.
Hey Robert, I got the payment. But did you send an address? I need to know where to send them. Oh, let me see. See here. Yeah, I didn't get an address. So if you have.
And then on the Tucson City Court case. I am going to order that you are released on your promise to appear for future court dates. Your next court date will be June 6th. That's at 9 a.m. That will be before Judge Maldonado for a pretrial conference. Do not drive without a valid license, possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victim.
Damn, this case is taking pretty long compared to the other cases. But hey, like somebody mentioned on the YT
and your
chat,
next court date will be on June 6th at 9 a.m. If you fail to appear for that or any future court dates in either case, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Hearings can also go forward in your absence, including trial. And if you are convicted and then fail to appear for sentencing for at least 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused.
well, at least he didn't use it. At least he didn't use the weapon because that whole situation could have turned into a whole different type of situation. So at least he didn't go.
Felony and held, released on city and held on other.
He didn't go above and beyond. Mr. Unstable has left the building.
I forgot to add.
And up next on The Price is Wrong.
Okay. Good morning. Please state your name.
Isaac Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela, this is your initial appearance. You are here this morning on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of a narcotic drug.
Edgar.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. We're going to talk about your conditions of release today. And when preparing for that, I did review the interim complaint. I reviewed information provided about you by pretrial services, and I reviewed the state's recommendation, which is that you be released to pretrial services. It looks like you are also possibly eligible for the pre-indictment diversion program known as STEPS. That's a program that involves substance abuse treatment. If you were to be accepted into and successfully complete that program, it's possible that the state would not go forward with these charges against you. Are you interested in that program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And
Hey, rugs are a hell of a ride here.
all right.
Yeah.
I am inclined to release to pretrial services. Does anyone need to be heard further?
I can't stop touching my face.
One thing, Your Honor, I don't know if there's a hold-in place out of Maricopa County because it looks like he was not just on probation for that case, but he has a warrant for it. However, the pretrial services report notes that there's no holds. I don't know if the jail has updated info on that, but it's something that, frankly, given that, he should probably be held on some sort of nominal bond, at least on this case, even though it is a simple possession drug case, because Maricopa is going to want to have him, I'd imagine.
My face feels so good touching my face.
Your Honor, the warrant out of Maricopa had a $5,000 bond. Sorry, this is Lisa from pretrial services.
Massaging my face.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, I didn't see that warrant, so
Guys,
that does
join me,
change
guys.
the
You guys are
situation
missing
a little
out here.
bit. All right.
In light of that, Your Honor, we'd recommend, instead of pretrial, we would recommend an $1,100 bond, just because,
What?
because he's probably going to be held on that Maricopa case.
Hell no.
Thank you, and defense.
F that.
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask
PTO.
that if a bond is imposed, understanding that he does have the warrant out of Maricopa County, that the bond be lower than $1,100, so that it could realistically be posted once he deals with his situation from Maricopa County.
Thank you. And
I found something in my hair. Throw it out. He don't even act like he cares.
Okay. All right. I'll order that you'd be held on a bond of $250 cash or secured. If you are able to post that bond and be released and you do not have anything else holding you, you would be released to pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms.
He's coming down hard. He's on a sick one.
I'm setting your case for that steps hearing to determine if you're eligible for that pre-indictment diversion program on April 15th at 9 a.m. They'll determine your eligibility. They will also give you the opportunity to...
Sorry, Your Honor.
Oh.
Okay. No,
I can't touch my face no more.
you can't say it's a miracle. Stop me.
I don't use them. Not getting ready for doing it.
You'll have a 2 feet on. But you're sorry, Your Honor. If you want to go on.
Oh, so at that hearing, you'll have a chance to speak to an attorney about the program, speak to service providers and pretrial services. You'll also have a preliminary hearing set for April 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Hey, Linda.
It's possible that hearing will not go forward if you are accepted into the STEPS pretrial or pre-indictment diversion program. And you'll want to make sure you have had that warrant from Maricopa County quashed before you post your bond. Otherwise, you'll just be released to the custody of Maricopa County. If you fail to appear for future court dates, a warrant may issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, shit. I think so. I'm about to go home that day and get straight line.
Up next on The Price is Wrong. Hey, I'll tell you guys this much. I couldn't be around somebody that touches their face so much.
Else, so we'll disconnect. Thank you.
What? That's
Thank you,
it?
Your Honor.
No. But wait. There's more. We got Florida. Hold up. The Price is Wrong. We're going to go to Florida right now, if you will. Let me switch up the monitors here. So we got about we still have about an hour or so before the TK hearing starts up right now. But while we wait right now, we're gonna go and switch it up right quick. I got let me see. We're gonna go to Florida right now, if you will. Let's see, I think we got some orange jumpsuits here, so this should be interesting. Featured event not available. Come on now. How dare you do me like that? Oh, here it is. Bam. Turn on the audio.
On demand, so we don't have any dates for him at this point.